Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Beyond Boardroom Business. This is the podcast where I, Coach Stephanie, get to interview trailblazers, and I tell you, I love what I do. And this next guest is just another amazing example of trailblazers that I get to personally interview and get to see what made them become the great person that they are and how do they get through whatever challenges and tribulations that come their way. So this next guest, he is known as the Motivator. He is a speaker, he's a mentor, he's a fitness expert and an author, and also a serial entrepreneur. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce you to Jamie Hayes. Greetings, Jamie. How are you today?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How you doing?
I am feeling fabulous. Thank you for asking. And I am so excited to have you here. I mean, I've known you for quite some time and you have been consistent throughout the years. And I want to congratulate you for all of your success.
Thank you
First of
so
all,
much. Thank you
you're
so much.
welcome. Thank you. So please, Jamie, tell us, who is Jamie Hayes?
Absolutely. I tell everybody, Jamie Hayes is. I consider myself a tree. When I look at success and the journey of success, I look at it as building one big tree. So for the last 20, 25 years, I've been building my tree of success. On that tree of success, as I got those roots and that foundation strong, I've been able to extend out branches in every sector of every ideal or dream that comes to mind. Over the years, I have done that. I've realized that success is transferable. So I became very successful at a young age as a personal trainer and a fitness guru. Since then, I have duplicated that process into other endeavors, other industries that I never thought was possible. And since then, I've gone on to help people say, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too.
That's right. Now, what got this all started? What are your humble beginnings?
Oh yeah. So my humble beginnings, I've been an athlete my entire life. So my first sports was like at 4 years old. I did football, swimming, and track. I knew at the age of 4 and 5 I wanted to go to the NFL. I knew I was gonna go to college. I had it all pointed out for me. I wanted to be like Emmitt Smith. That was the journey. Fast forward over to 11 years old. I'm getting ready for a national swim meet. So at this point, I'm in great shape. Swimming competitive, but we had to do a physical for going down to Florida. I'm from Atlanta, and I go in to see the doctor one particular day, and she makes me go through a physical. And at the end of the physical, she looks over at my mom, and she's like, "Your son is fit. He's good, but he's fat and obese." And she said she was talking to my mother as if I wasn't in the room. She said that if he doesn't get under control, fat kids grow up to become fat adults. And this lady was just landed on me like she didn't sugarcoat it at all. I went home and cried. And that was the first day of my life. That was the first day of my life changing. I'm 34 years old and I still remember that day as if it was yesterday. But I'm very grateful for it. That day allowed me to become the motivator right then. I went home at age 11. My grandmother gave me a step to 5 mile Julian Michaels workout tape, and I fell in love with the process. I did 50 push-ups before the tape, did the 5 miles, did another 50 push-ups. 30 days later, my body transformed. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. And I told myself I want to do this for other people. And I also stated that if I don't go to NFL, I wanted to start my own personal training gym. And this was at 11 years old.
Wow. So you knew all along what your future holds for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some people search out for it. I knew at 11 and I just set out to do it.
So being a fitness guru, fitness trainer, what can you tell me? What is it? Why can't people know what to do? People know how to lose weight, but the implementation is just a big challenge. How can you assist people in helping them understand that that's simply what it is, implementation?
Absolutely. So I look at it as like, because I was an athlete, being an athlete shaped my mindset. So it showed me how to put work in when you don't see results. And it showed me how to be consistent at something when you don't see results. And it showed me how to, when you're going through that process of exercise, fitness, and putting in work when you're not seeing results, you're being cultivated. And that gives you delayed gratification because you'll look up and all this work you've been doing doesn't make sense until you get to the finish line. So I was able to take that same concept and to show other people, like, we don't have a motivation problem. We don't have a inspiration problem. We have a discipline problem. We have a consistency problem. And if
Yes.
you focus on those, you can literally tackle any area of your life, starting with your fitness. So when I came in at 20 years old and launched my own gym, and I was able to help thousands of people at a young age, I knew I had something, and it was one of those things where, you know what, I want to take it further. I just don't want to be the guy in the gym with muscles and helping people, working people out, getting everybody tired. I would want to motivate them mentally, because I
Yes.
always felt like if I can train you mentally, I can train you everywhere else.
That is so true. Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you have a training center, correct? A fitness
Correct.
training center?
Yeah, I've had my own brick and mortar since 2010. I was in the city of Decatur for 10 years. And then since then, I've moved over to 2 other locations. But for the last 4 years, I've been in the city of Chambly.
Wow. That is really wonderful. Do you train all ages?
Yeah, so my foundation of training goes a little like I'm an ex-athlete, so I train the athletes. I have that as a model, but I specialize in the general population and the youth training. So those kids, I've been fortunate enough to work with Children's of Atlanta, work with kids in bariatrics, Boys and Girls Club of America, At Promise of Atlanta, um, Boy Scouts. Like I just work with a lot of nonprofit organizations with those youth, because once again, you can't forget I was that 11-year-old fat kid that was set to be a fat adult. So that was my story before I was able to ever have any say so. So I focus on the youth, and then with the general population at our facility, we have about 75 women who come in on a weekly basis.
Oh, nice, nice. Now, you mentioned that you were obese, and unfortunately, a lot of people here, especially in America, are obese. What do you think tributes to that obesity?
Yeah. So if you like me, I'm from the South. So every single day is a meal of every day is a Sunday meal. I would say it like that.
That's a
So
good one.
we're doing fried chicken, mac and cheese, green beans, Tuesday. So everything was just a lifestyle of unhealthy eating, a lifestyle of not being conscious. So I feel like here in America, we're not conscious of what we eat. Even if you exercise or you move around or you're an athlete, we're not conscious of every single day we're overeating, and that becomes our lifestyle. So I tell everybody, if you have an unhealthy lifestyle, you're going to look up and be overweight. But if you have a lifestyle that's beneficial, you'll look up and be in shape. It's the same process, just different concepts.
That is so true. Because I tell people how you do anything is how you do everything. So
Absolutely.
it's a matter of looking in their kitchen, looking in their pantries, and just seeing what they're purchasing, because they are causing a lot of the different illnesses to themselves. It's like self-destruction. And
Absolutely.
so when it comes to eating foods, do you believe in intermittent fasting, or what do you practice?
Yeah. So personally, what I feel like, I'm one of those personal trainers. I tell everybody, I'm not really the fad guy. I'm not really the trend guy. If you learn lifestyle and you learn moderation, you learn portion control, you learn those things, you can enjoy some of your most unhealthiest food in moderation. Because sometimes there's that we all have these wants and desires. I tell everybody, I love a hot chocolate chip cookie with ice cream at any time. Like I'll take that hot cookie and ice cream over any meal, any time of day. It could be 10 o'clock in the morning. If it was up to me, I could eat that. But I realized that I can't just focus in on all my enjoyments. I have to do the 80-20 rule, 80% of what my body needs, 80% of what was going to require my body to live a long, successful life. I want to build this great empire. I need to fuel my 80%. And that other 20% is doing what I want to do 20% of the time. So
Hmm.
personally, and I do intermittent fast. So I've been in this fitness industry like 18 years now.
Mhm.
It's across the board. I eat about 12 to 2 p.m. every single day. And I'm eating my last meal around 7 to 8. So what I'm doing automatically is cutting my calorie caloric intake in half. And then I break my fast with a smoothie, with a piece of fruit or a salad. And then that gives me all the energy that I need to be successful.
Okay, that's great. So I want to take time. You said so. Your first meal consists of what?
So when people don't realize it, it's like breakfast, like you're breaking your fast. at that, whether it's 10 p.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon. So I break it with something, nutrient. And
Okay.
that could be, it could be water bottle with a granola bar and a smoothie. It could be a salad with a protein shake. But I'm breaking it with something already, like the first thing that hits my body is something healthy. And
Okay.
that's the lifestyle.
Okay. And then when is your next meal?
So
Do
yeah,
you?
so if I was going on a daily caloric intake, I would just say if I'm doing 12 noon to 8 p.m., I'm
Okay.
going to start off that noon time with maybe a meat and a vegetable, maybe a
Okay.
protein with a vegetable. From there, I'm gonna incorporate my snacks. So whether I'm doing my low calorie snack, so it's still going to be meal snack. I'm just doing it within a smaller window,
Okay. I
and I
see.
eat maybe 3 to 6 times in that 8 hour window.
Okay. So you eat every 2 to 3 hours to keep the
Yeah, keep the metabolism.
metabolism.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
keep the metabolism fueled up. So majority of my intake is gonna come from my water. That keeps my metabolism good. But like on Mondays, I have a thing where I do meatless Mondays. So
Okay.
on Mondays, I just do vegetables and fruits. And then if I want a protein, I could do a protein shake or a protein bar. And that's what I eat on Mondays. So I've learned that having a theme for your days keeps you structured.
Dude, that's pretty cool. Do you
Absolutely.
detox?
I do detox. So I have different forms of detox. So I have an actual detox drink that I give myself and my clients, like an apple
Wow.
cider vinegar, a pineapple juice, and a lemon juice. Drinking
Hmm.
that several times throughout the day. But I like just detoxing, just straight water and going to the sauna. So there's certain days where I won't eat on my fasted time. I'll just do a full 24 hours of not eating. But during that time, I'm drinking water and I'm also going to the sauna. So I'm getting rid of the toxins and impurities out that way.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yep.
Now, you mentioned discipline. So, can you tell me a little bit about how does a person build discipline?
Absolutely. So I always like to say building discipline is like no different than building a house. You literally have to do it one brick at a time. So
Nice.
when you have discipline, it's creating small successes, small wins. And before you know it, you have built 100-foot wall of discipline, but it started with the very first step. So a lot of people don't have no discipline. They eat what they want to eat, whenever they want to eat, however they want to eat it. I say certain things like I'm not going to eat certain foods until the weekend. So that already helps half of my discipline there. So certain foods you shouldn't be eating Monday through Friday. What are we celebrating? The weekend is for celebrating, it's for family time, it's for taking your load off and just having fun, just enjoying yourself. Monday through Friday is not for that. So that's half my discipline there. But I teach people how to have certain standards for their week, have certain themes for their week, and just start off small. Like you said, anything, how you do anything is how you do everything. During the
Yes.
week, okay, let's only do waters during the week. Okay, that helps with their intake there. All right, let's only do fries on Saturday and Sunday. And then as we get consistent with that, we start to have more wins. And before you know it, your body starts to let you know, well, we don't want that no more. It's Saturday, but we used
That's
to
true.
always do pizza and hot wings and French fries. We don't want that this weekend. We
That's
still want to eat the way we ate Monday through Friday, and that only comes from discipline.
and the taste buds start to adjust when the healthier and cleaner a person starts eating
I have
because
this story that when I put myself on a 30-day
what?
strict eating plan before, the first time I did it, and I remember I was like day 15, and my old gym used to be right next to a Burger King. And I remember I was running around the Burger King, and that grease messed my stomach up. Like my stomach was
Mm,
hurting the rest of the day. And I was like, wow, this stuff really works.
yeah. Can you imagine people eating junk food, fast food every day? I mean, 3 times a day sometimes. It's
Yeah.
just really amazing what we do to our bodies. And I tell people because I too was a fitness trainer, and I would explain how people sometimes would take care of their vehicle better than they take care of this body. And we have to stay in this body for close to 100 years in some cases. And,
Absolutely.
it we really need to consider how we feel about ourselves. It's so important. So that's
Yeah.
really good.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, again, you are a mentor, and so you go around and you speak at schools, or where do you speak?
Yeah, so in my journey of speaking, and this was something that just happened organically. So maybe 3 to 5 years into my brand, people wanted to invite me out and say, "Hey, can you come talk to our youth about healthy eating and talk about your journey of being an entrepreneur?" So at the age of 23, 24, I started stepping out and doing career days, health seminars, workshops, health fairs, working with children's, working with the hospitals. And before you know it, my name just was all over the city. And I'm speaking 3 to 5 times a month. And
Wow.
times that by 10 years, I've had opportunity to motivate thousands of people in the city of Atlanta. I've been fortunate enough to get flown out to other cities just to speak and just talk about one transforming my life and how it was possible. Because if the fat kid who had titties on his chest at the age of 11 can grow up to become this person who's a fitness guru, who's owned his own gym for almost 20 years,
Wow.
I can do it. What's the excuse? I didn't have good genes in my family. Nobody's in my family's fit. Nobody plays sports. We ate, and to this day, my family still eat in a southern way.
Mm. That's interesting. Now, how were you able? What inspired you to? I know you said the doctor mentioning the your treatment and what your condition was, but for you to say that you are the only one that as disciplined as you are to eat correctly and to work out, that takes a lot of discipline. And how did you just step on your own, stand on your own,
Yeah,
10 toes,
so
say that.
yes. So for me, it was one of those things where like I was exposed to the Boys and Girls Club, and that's why that's one of the main places that I volunteer and mentor at because I remember at age 7 years old, starting at the boys, 6 years old, going to the Boys and Girls Club and seeing all the athletic kids. So you had all the sports you can think of. You had baseball, football, soccer, track. You had all these different sports, and I see all these kids, these athletes, and that interests me. So I had this interest and said, okay, these kids are fit. These kids are exercising. This is what Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, this is what all the great people that I looked up to, they did this. They wasn't the kids that were sitting back, just only playing video games and overweight. So I said, okay, I don't want to be like the overweight kid. I want to be like the fit kid. And at a young age, I took on to that and gravitated to that. And that's what opened my mind. And like I tell you, it's not always the thing that matters. It's the thing that leads you to the thing that matters. So fitness was a gateway. Sports was a gateway to lead me into fitness, and fitness led me to ultimately who I am today.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. And so now you're an author. Tell us about your first book.
Yeah. So in my journey of being an entrepreneur, I live on mentorship. So I believe that any industry you go into, no matter how talented you are, whether you have the money or not, you should have a mentor guiding
Yes.
you on that journey. So one of my mentors about 10 years ago told me that every gym owner or every personal trainer should have his own philosophy, a book that's his philosophy.
Mm.
If you go into 10 hospitals, you're going to see different doctors all over the city. And this doctor practices his medicine this way. This doctor practices this medicine this way. But you can't tell that doctor that he isn't successful because as long as him and his clients are seeing results, his patients are seeing results, that's all that matters. So we don't have to all agree the same. It's about what works for the next person. So I had all these philosophies and all these concepts for fitness and weight loss and maintaining a healthy life. So why not put it into a book? And that's where it started from.
Okay. And what's the name of your book?
Yeah. So the name of my first book is called 10 Ways to Avoid the Hype While Living a Healthier Life. And that book is geared towards individuals that are beginners. People just want to get motivated. A lot of times when people are younger and active, they don't have healthy lifestyles. They're just active.
Okay.
But as soon as they stop being active, that's when the weight gain comes in. That's when the injuries come in. So in my book, I talk about just all the hype that non-fitness individuals or non-fitness people talk about. Like growing up, my family would have all these hypes on, oh, you can eat whatever you want to eat as long as you're working out. That's the one of the biggest hypes because you would never be able to out train a bad diet.
Ooh.
So I talk about those things in the book, and it's real good for beginners.
Oh my gosh, man. So, how long does it take for someone that is deciding today is their first day? How long in general does it take for someone to see some kind of results so they know that they're on the right track?
No, absolutely, and that can be relative to the person because everybody will tell you, okay, as soon as you make a decision to start, in 30 days you can start seeing results. I'm mature enough in my fitness journey to understand that that's not always true for everybody. I've had people who made a conscious, deliberate decision on day one and did not see results until 4 months in. So did the person not see results for 4 months and only saw results on the fourth month, or was every single day a results? And that's why I have to tell you, you may not see it until the fourth month, but if you have stopped any day in that fourth month, you would have never been able to see those results after 4 months. So the first day is the most important day. I say make it a lifestyle. I say everything's a lifestyle. The same way you wake up in the morning to go to the bathroom, the same way you drive your car, and every 3,000 miles you get a tune-up or get an oil change. The same way you go to the hair salon. If you have braids today, in 3 to 4 weeks, those braids going to need to be redone. So you have to make it a lifestyle. You have to be consistent and just let it be something that's a part of you. But a few rule of thumb: 21 days it takes to make something a habit. 90 days you make something a lifestyle. And 1 year you make stuff that where it's ingrained in your mind. Where when you don't do, if you've been doing something for a year, if you miss a day, your body is going to feel funny. Your mind is going to tell you, okay,
Right.
we got to go to the gym, and then you become on autopilot.
Yeah, so right. What about meditation? Do you believe in meditation? Does it help?
Yeah, whether you're doing yoga, whether you're doing Pilates, whether you're doing conscious meditation, as far as sitting down, crossing your legs, I believe in having mental mindness, mental readiness, mental steadfast. Like sometimes I just believe in when I tell all my clients or I'm mentoring people or being a life coach. Like if you drive and you're driving through traffic and you get to your destination, before getting right out the car and going to work or going to the gym, take 10 minutes just to breathe, just to hear yourself breathe. Slow down life. Like life comes at us so fast, but we have to make the decision about how we're going to pertain to life. Are we going to let life control us, or are we going to take a control over life? So, meditation for myself, that's something I definitely do. I have this ritual that I do called upward, inward, outward. And what that
Okay.
means is as soon as I wake up, I look upward. So that's my relationship with God. And then immediately I go into what I'm putting inward. So whether I'm reading, meditating, writing on my to-do list, listen to a 3-minute motivation, that's the inward. And then the outward is because I've done upward, inward, I can now speak life into other people. I can now motivate other people. I can't be a motivation, a guide, a source of anything to anybody else if it doesn't start with me.
Woo, I love it. That is so true. Now, when it comes to we are what we eat, how do you feel about um, lifestyles as far as eating meats or being a vegetarian or vegan or raw foodist? Is there a preference that you have, and does it matter?
Yeah, so this goes back again to the lifestyle piece. Like I said, as on my journey as a fitness guru, I'm a student as well. I've tried everything out there. I've tried raw, I've tried paleo, I've tried intermittent, I've tried pescatarian, I've tried some of everything you can think about. But what I'm a firm believer of, and I've tried following your blood type, eating blood type diet. I follow all those. What I like to go with is one, your body lets you know what works for you. Like there's certain healthy foods that go against your blood type. So you're bloated. You're not able to perform. You don't feel good. And you're like, well, how come me eating salmon doesn't work for me? Or me eating grilled chicken doesn't work? Because it goes against your blood type. So on my journey of being a student, I've exposed myself to everything, but I teach my clients as the motivator, and my philosophy is it's about lifestyle. So in your lifestyle, some months you may do raw. Some months you may want to do paleo. Some months you want to do vegan. Some months you may want to do vegetarian. It's not one way to be able to get to your results. It's about a lifestyle. It's about whatever keeps you motivated. Because I know for myself, if I eat raw for too many days, I don't want to look at a raw piece of food or raw fruit. So I need to switch it up, because what's going to happen is I may do raw for 5 weeks. When it gets to week 6, I no longer have any motivation or discipline for raw. So now, and now the dangers with that is I can revert backwards. Now I can go to eating more crazier foods, but instead of doing that, you evolve over to something else. It's not raw, but maybe it's pescatarian or maybe it's paleo, and you just kind of gotta play with it. So moderation, portion control is always the way to go for myself.
That's a great tip, and that's another reason why coaches are so necessary, because it helps people find their solutions that much faster.
Yes,
Wow.
ma'am.
Now let me ask you, how do you handle stress? Because you are a serial entrepreneur, so the life of an entrepreneur can have its challenges. So how
Yes,
do
ma'am.
you handle stress?
Yeah, somebody asked me this exact same question last night, and
Oh,
I've been in this space going on 16, 17 years now, and I would say I've evolved to the point where my schedule can be taxing. I have a lot of things to get done 24/7. But I looked at it is, if I'm not healthy, if I'm not taken care of, nothing on my schedule is gonna matter. So I'm
mm,
at the place of evolvement now is, if I need to take a vacation, I'll take a vacation. If I need to go to sleep at 12 noon, if I don't have an important uh appointment at that time, whatever was on my schedule, if it's not important, I'm gonna
yeah.
reschedule it. I'm gonna push it away. I'm gonna move it to another day. I'm gonna go home and take a nap. But also I've learned that a lot of times people get stressed or burnt out because they're not putting themselves first. So it's just little things. I take myself to get my feet done. I may go get a random massage. I may go grab a smoothie. If there's a day where I need ice cream because I feel like ice cream makes me okay, I put in the work over the years to where if I decide to eat ice cream on a Monday, where I'm disciplined. I told myself I'm not going to eat it till Saturday. I may didn't get it this past weekend. So it's Tuesday. I may need it today. So I believe that there's always a constant ebbs and flow
Mhm.
of balance. And there's sometimes where you're going to be imbalanced to accomplish a goal. And there's other times where you're fighting to get to balance because you need to make sure you're still good.
Wow, that was well said, very well said. So, is there anything you would like to leave the listeners and the viewers on, anything that you would like to say?
Absolutely. I always, whenever I get a chance to talk to any platform, I always say the ending isn't the destination. I tell everybody it's the process. I
Yeah.
always give the analogy of a cake. Everybody loves the final product of a cake. Whatever your favorite piece of cake is, everyone loves that final product. But if you eat the ingredients one by one that's inside the cake, um, if I give you the butter, butter isn't good by itself. If I give you icing, icing is good by itself, but you eat it so much you'll get sick. If I give you the flour, you'll choke. If I give you milk, it's nothing special about milk. But when all those products come together and it makes this final product, that's what you remember. So on your journey, you have to trust the process. So if you're an entrepreneur today, if you're a dreamer, if you're an actress, if you're um, uh, a beginner entrepreneur, whatever you're at in life, you're in school, you're going for your doctorates, your PhD, trust the process.
Mm, that's wonderful. I really appreciate that. That inspired me. You definitely made my day today. Wow.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Jamie, the motivator. I really am inspired. I love what you do. Keep up the great work. Is there any way that they can contact you? How can they find you?
Absolutely. So if you're in the city of Atlanta, I have a fitness facility called JTM Fitness Gym in the city of Atlanta. Outside of that, all things Jamie the Motivator on social media. If you go to my site, the Motivator Fitness, you'll find it there. And if you want me to come speak to your church, your nonprofit organization, your school, mentor your staff, we can come and do a lunch and learn. We can come and exercise them, or we can come and just motivate them and do a pep talk. Because I do pep talks all over the city where we do 10-minute pep talks. We come talk to your organization and let you know if I can do it, you can do it.
Wow. Thank you so much, the motivator, Jamie Hayes. I
Thank you for having me.
appreciate you. And yes, thank you. Look forward to interviewing you again in the future to see what's going on in your world. Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you. All right, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that interview. It was really special. He really inspired me. I'm a trainer, but I love listening to other trainers to help inspire me because we all need some coaching, no matter where we are in life. It never hurts to have someone to coach you. So please make sure you check out Jamie Hayes, the motivator. And again, thank you for watching another episode of Beyond Boardroom Business with your host, Coach Stephanie. Again, I am a business strategist and a book writing coach, and I love what I do. And I inspire you to find what it is within you to do it and do it well. So, without further ado, we're going to end this session, and I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same social medias. And yeah, take care. Until the next time, stay prosperous, stay positive, and stay prayerful. Peace.